Gold rings sound the same as pull tabs.
So don't get excited when you hear the sound.
Damien for MD Gear here with Brian Kelly.
That's
him. We're at the little park down the road from me. Brian here is a newbie. Complete another newbie
yeah,
to the.
You should consider my childhood experience with an old Radio Shack, but I don't consider that.
got the Carrot.
Hey, look at that.
Not the brand new Garrett AT. Of course, you get the old one.
Well, that's fine with me.
It's got spit all over it. Let's start without the headphones so I can teach you the detector, and then I'll plug the headphones in, which is great because it lets you hear the sounds a lot better. All right, so we'll do quarter penny, and I'll place one right there and a penny like right there. So this is the Garrett AT Pro. This is actually a great starter detector because it has kind of like a basic mode, and then it's got a pro mode when you're ready to move up to that more advanced setting.
I imagine that basic mode is appropriate for me today.
I've got the 5x8 on. This is actually not the coil that comes with it, but a smaller one that's great for parks, high trashy areas. The larger the coil, the more coverage, a little more depth,
but not as much discernment.
Right.
Types
not as much discernment for objects that are close together.
Got it.
When you're in a field, a big field, and you need to cover a whole field, a bigger coil is better. But for a small little park that's got a lot of probably junk and trash in it and stuff, this one works great. Okay, so let me tell you about what the settings are here. Basically, I'm in coins mode. I'm going to go ahead and notch back those two. Basically, you've got a little. It tells you what it's looking for, and then right above it is going to tell you what it's found.
Now, am I meant to look at this scale up here?
You're looking at that little notch, and then you reference the scale above it. So the notch was on right on penny, and then you've got dime and quarter and 50 and dollar.
Oh, interesting.
And then down here you've got your pull tabs and your gold rings. They sound the same. Gold rings sound the same as pull tabs.
So don't get excited when you hear the sound.
No, get excited, but be prepared for disappointment.
Yeah, right.
And then down here's your nickel, and then anything down in here, I've notched out iron. At the moment, iron disc. I've notched out like a good 35. We're not hunting for Civil War relics. No iron tools or old artifacts or anything. So I don't really. We're just coin shooting, what they call it. We're just looking for coins. You're not going to hear any of that. The other thing it does, besides give you a little notch, it's going to give you a number. Okay. So you got 81, and down here on the quarter, see it's
87.
Same sound, but it's got an 87.
Okay.
It's also telling you the depth over here. So it's at 2 inches, which means it's pretty much, and it's loud.
It's near the surface.
Versus if it were deeper. See how it's quieter?
Yeah.
So that's a good repeatable sound.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. If it's something that's jumping all over, but it sounds good, it's probably crap. But you never, or it could be in there with something crappy. So you pretty much dig everything that sounds good and repeatable. There's something called iron audio that you can turn on to hear the iron in the ground. Hear that grunt, 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 grunt. That's iron. So you can either decide to listen to that, or you can turn iron audio off and not even hear it. It's up to you and what you want to hear. That's about it. There is a pinpoint button. So when you're detecting and you're like, where is this? Once you're off the target, you can hit the pinpoint, hold the pinpoint button, and you see how it gets higher on the meter?
Yeah.
To tell you that you're right over it?
Nice.
But you don't want to start the pinpoint when you're on it, because it screws it up. So come off it, hit pinpoint, come back, then you can kind of narrow it down. I don't use pinpoint a lot. I use the wiggle method. Here's the wiggle method. Where is it? I'm searching along. Okay, oh, something's right there. Wiggle and come back off of it. When it stops, you know it's right in front of the coil.
Oh.
That's where I dig, right there in front of the coil when you stop hearing it.
Okay.
I'm just going to ground balance you right now. You hold it and you kind of pump it up and down, and it gets the detector used to whatever minerals you've got in the soil.
So is that something you just largely do when you first start out that day?
Yeah. You just kind of do it once and you're good to go on that. Now, I tend to not put the strap on a lot of times, but it will help with arm fatigue a little bit to put that on there.
All right.
It helps you kind of, over a couple of hours, you'll feel it less in the arm if you put that strap on.
Okay.
You always want to keep the coil touching the ground. See how I'm doing?
Yeah.
Newbies will do this kind of thing.
Oh.
And do this little pendulum. My father-in-law does it all the time, even though I keep telling him. So you want to, you can kind of rotate your body, or basically just, you can learn to
swing it, rotate.
As soon as you do this, you're losing that much depth. You can step to the side of it and go perpendicular. That helps detection too sometimes. Helps you narrow it down as to where it is.
All right.
So as I back off, I know it's right there in front. That's where I dig. We're going to dig a hole because I think there's a penny right here.
Okay.
I'll give you a lesson in hole digging. Nice repeatable target right there. In fact,
what does it say?
it's telling me it's a dime. You want to try that? A little faster. Don't be so, don't have to go so slow. But there's a nice dime right there.
But I don't see it registering.
It did for me. Let me try.
I mean, I don't see it on the scale.
Don't be shy about going fast.
That's weird. It didn't do that.
Because it wants you to go fast. If you're kind of mushing around here a little bit, give it a nice swing.
Okay.
Give it a nice brisk swing back and forth.
Okay.
All right. So what you want to do then is cut yourself. Oh, that's nice ground, nice and moist. Cut yourself a little U shape.
Yeah, I remember that from the videos.
You don't want to cut and you can use your foot there if you want. You don't want to cut a circle because you want this grass to live. Right. So you want that connection with that grass and that grass.
And it'll hinge open, and then you could just.
And then it'll just hinge right open there.
Close it like a lid afterwards.
And here's the point you got to get down. What you can do is make sure your metal stuff's out of the way. Before you get down, you can double check to see if it's in the
plod or if it's down the hole.
Right.
Seems to be in the hole, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's the last thing you can do with your detector, and then you're done with it.
All right.
So I know I might be digging a little, so I'm going to take my towel here, and I'm going to lay on it. I'm going to call the Vogon ship.
Right.
There you go.
You got your electronic thumb device?
Yes.
Sub-ether transmitter.
So I'm going to take out my pin pointer. Let me see yours for a sec. Press it and hear the beep, and then you're ready to go, and then press it again to turn it off.
Okay.
On, off.
Got it.
You don't have to hold the button in.
Won't. Okay.
While you're looking for your target. There's some sensitive wiring in here. Don't dig with this. Just touch the edges a bit. Don't go digging with this. Is not a digger. This is your digger.
Okay.
And it does side scan too. And it scans off the point. By side scan I mean when you get some dirt on your towel, you can kind of side scan it like this. I see it right there. Look.
Oh, penny?
It's actually a dime, I believe, by the size of it.
It's a penny.
Nope, it's a dime.
Is it a dime?
It's a dime.
And it's discolored.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Kind of clay looking.
Oh,
so now you kind of know that you got it out.
Okay.
Gonna turn that off because as soon as you put it back in here, you'll know when it's on because it'll start beeping at you. And then you can, if you got a lot of dirt here, just kind of do that. That's what I love.
Okay, then you put your divot.
Kind of do that.
Your divot.
And then what you can do then is give it one more little check to make sure you got your target. Okay. And then you just give it a good stepping on.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, hey.
All right, we're just going to do a wrap up of what Brian and I found today. Today was Brian's first metal detecting hunt.
First day.
First time ever metal detecting.
Yeah, fun and interesting. I'd happily do that again.
Says he tried again. It's a good sign. So kind of over here is Brian's junk and over here is my junk. Mixed in together a bit, bits of can. Really cool old pair of scissors. We were at this last place, which supposedly was an old hotel, and didn't really find anything great there, but a couple of interesting objects. A really old pair of scissors. Could use some electrolysis, but and then Brian found this old bolt, which I assume is maybe part of the railroad system of some kind, some kind of thing for the railroad, and there's the nut for it. If not, then the end to it or something.
various bits of junk, a lot of pull tabs, old pull tabs, which is always a good sign. Bit of a Virgin Mobile phone that I found in the park. Only part of it that I found. Not this toothbrush. Here's the coins I found, just a 1978 quarter, I think it is. 2 newer dimes, that's a nickel. These are all memorials, and then those 2 are wheats. One's a 48 and one's a 51, I think. Over here is Brian's coins, nickel. I think there's a dime in here. Yeah, there's the dime. And these 3 are memorial pennies, I think. Yep, I see the memorial, like a memorial on there. So that's pretty much the hoard. For today.
Yeah.
And thanks you all for watching. Check out mdgear.com and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Take care.
Hi, sweetie. Pinpointer? You gonna find metal? Ooh.
Help me.
Okay, it's already on. Can you touch it to Brian's shovel over there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're detecting.